Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Yes, guys, Spurs got stung by the bees yesterday, guys. And our top four hopes hang in the balance. We're back after this short intro. Yes, guys, we are back again with the match reaction to the Brentford versus Tottenham game. 0-0, no shots on targets. 2 games now, Matt. 2 games, no shots on target, Matt. Co-host is back in the building. Matt, how's it going?
Yeah, no, not too bad, mate. It's like I pretty much I called it, didn't I? I said I felt like a draw. We didn't lose the game, and yeah, it wasn't great, but we've just got to move on and hope this, the next game we can, put it right. But I think we didn't lose the game, unlike when we played against Brighton. I think they're trying to learn from that. Like Conte says, if you can't win, don't lose. So. Yeah, we may have rode our luck as well, but we could have won it right at the end. But yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I think we did try, especially towards that last 10, 15 minutes. I think we were trying to knock on the door anyway. But yeah, it's disappointing, but it's a point, and it's better than none, isn't it? And it's still, it's still in the balance anyway. A lot of things can happen. Yeah, I'm all right with it because, like I said, I sort of saw a draw coming. And I know people think Brentford, we're Spurs and we should be winning that and this, but no Premier League game's easy. And Brentford have won 5 out of the last 6, so sometimes you've got to put some things into perspective.
Absolutely, Matty. Matty, before we go into the stream, Matt, you are frozen on my screen. Do you want to go out and come back in, mate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, mate. Yeah, no problem. So that's Matt's going to go back out there, guys. Yes, it's going to be a fans calling show as well, guys. So I'm going to Matt's in again. Matt, you're still frozen, mate, on the screen.
Right.
I don't know if you want to reset your computer, mate, and come back in that way. Yeah, Matt's. I'll just remove Matt for a second, guys, so he can come back in when he can. So let's go into the comments. Here. John's in the building. John Spurs Thompson. Yo, guys. How's it going, John? Yes, not a great weekend again for us, particularly. And we have got Jake, the Liverpool fan. Yes, send the blue shine down to the Championship, Conte to PSG. We will be getting into that, Jake. I just think that's a bit of a smoke screen. So, as I said, guys, it is a fans called-in show. Matt still, I think, Matt, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. Yeah, am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're just a black screen. I think, mate, if you just want to try and reset yourself and come back in.
Yeah, if I leave the studio, it's not going to cut us all out, is it?
No, mate, no, it's fine. Right, Matt's gone and he'll come back very shortly. So, as I said, guys, I will put the link now into the. I'll put the link now into here. Copy and paste the link. So, if you want to come on and have your say, guys, the link is in there, and come on and have your say. Matt, have we got him back? Matt's back. Yes, Matt. Matt, do you want to read out some of his comments, matey?
Yeah, sure, mate.
What with Ellie?
Ellie, back again, lads, and weren't we awful? Only Romero, Sonny and Højbjerg can come away from that match with any credibility. What a disaster the last 2 matches with no shots on target yet again. Nuno curse. John's put, I can see Conte going to PSG and us getting Poch back.
And is that it, Matty? Is that it in there?
And then there's the link in the description if you guys wanted to join. That's all of them, mate.
Yeah. So as we said, right, and that's what me and Matt just said there. The link in the description. If you want to come on, let's have a couple of minutes, say with me and Matt. We'll get in. We'll have and we'll get you on and have your say, Matt. The first one, Matt. What was your reaction, Matt? Against Brentford, you did call it a draw. I thought I was well out. I thought I was quite confident. I thought it was gonna be another like a Aston Villa sort of type. Brentford come at us, and I think we'll just pick them off, but we didn't. We was awful again. Same as Brighton. 2 games now, no shots on targets, Matt. What is going on with his firepower at the minute? I overplayed, Matt. I just we're relying on too much. We haven't got the bench. We haven't got the depth, mate. And I think that's what's catching up with us. We haven't got this depth. What the other top sides have, mate. Look at Liverpool today. They can bring on Luis Diaz and Origi's and things like that. So we haven't got this sort of. And people laugh at Origi. He's come on today and he got a goal in a big game. You know what I mean? Like Liverpool need that win today. Do you know what I mean? So we haven't got these type of players, Matt, who comes off the bench. This is why Conte doesn't trust this bench, Matt.
No, yeah, I think I'm in agreement, mate. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes you go through these blips, don't you? I mean, to be honest, I watched Chelsea today. They didn't look great. West Ham look a bit. I know they're just concentrating on Europe, but they look a bit, all over the place at times as well. I think that there's a lot of weird results going on, at the moment. Like I said, I thought probably 2 or 3 months ago we wouldn't even be in this position. So I think now, because we're in the position, we're all just eager, to get back in. But I think you got to have a bit of patience as well. It's not going to happen overnight. He still hasn't got the players that he wants. He probably still can't play his system. He can't really change games because, obviously he's stuck in this 3-4-3 because it kind of suits the players we've got. We can't go into a 3-5-2 because we don't have a sort of different option midfielder. If you bring Winks in and try and bolster the midfield, it's all 3 of those midfielders are very similar. There's no one like an Eriksen who would suit something like the 3-5-2, who could potentially come in and play like a number 10 role and then, to try and pack the midfield and he'll work hard. But I don't think he trusts Bergwijn enough. I don't know. I just don't think like you say, I think it's just the depth. I look at teams maybe even in the bottom half, they probably have better bench than us. I look at you look at Brighton. They've got 5 or 6 different midfielders. They've got, if Trossard doesn't play, they bring in players. They've got what 2 or 3 strikers because you've got Welbeck, you've got Maupay. Where are ours? We don't even have a second striker. Well, a proper one anyway. It just shows you how bad our depth actually is.
Don't you think Arsenal's got a better bench than us?
Probably.
I mean, they can bring on they can bring on the likes of.
They've got Pepe,
Martinelli,
they've got Martinelli, Lacazette if he wants to come on. I honestly think we probably have one of the worst benches in the Premier League. Because Lucas Moura doesn't do anything for me. He just kind of runs into blind alleys. He nearly went through on goal the other day and then he got fouled, didn't he? But I think if he was a bit stronger, he might have been able to muscle him off and go through on goal. I watched, like you say, Liverpool today, and Diaz comes on and he just drives at defenders, and you're like, Moura has the capability to do it, but he just doesn't do it. He's got enough pace. I just think, I'm in agreement with you, mate. It's the depth. It doesn't help, especially all our fans, worrying about if Conte's going to stay or not. We've still got 5 games to go. We've just got to got to hang in there and see what will be. I mean, Conte at Inter Milan, I think there was all this sort of talk before when they lost the European final, and then he got backed in the summer and they went and won the league. So sometimes it could be a smoke screen, like you say, Simon, and I hope it is, because I think, honestly, if Watch did come back, I think these players are going to get another chance, and then we're back to square one. And you'll be seeing Winks, and you'll be seeing all the players that we want to get rid of. You may even see someone like Delhi come back as well, or Ndombele or players like that. So we just got to move on. And me and you have, thanks to Poch for what he did, but I'd rather stick with Conte because I have seen an improvement and what he could do with, better players that suit to his system. But I've gone a bit off topic there. But my reaction to the game, like I said, I sort of thought it would be a tight game. I either thought it was going to be like a 1-0 or a 0. I said 2-2, didn't I? But yeah, I mean, there's positives. I mean, we're not conceding loads of goals. I mean, the defence does look a lot better than it was, under Nuno, wasn't it? So, we just need to start creating more chances again. And, I think teams we've got coming up, they'll start to attack us a bit more. I mean, teams like Leicester I don't think they're coming to ours to try and sit back and, they're going to think we've got some quality players and we're going to go for the win. But yeah, I think you've got to give a little bit of credit to Brentford. I think they did their homework like Brighton did. I think they sat back. I think they were organised. I think they pressed well, and we just can't seem to get going at the moment. But I still believe in the team, and goals will come again, I'm sure. But a point's better than nothing, I suppose. But it's 2 points behind. We just got to keep going. We can't just keep. We can't, as fans, we can't all just start arguing with each other. We all got to be as one. And what will be at the end of the season, and then we'll talk at the end of the season where we go. But we've got to concentrate on these 5 games.
As I said, Matt, we spoke about this in the last stream that he can't do nothing. He can't buy no more players at this time of year now. I mean, we can't change the team. We can't change what's happening at this club at the minute. We've just got to get behind Conte and the players. And it's 5 games to go. It's madness. It's madness. We're only 2 points behind. But what I was expecting, Matt, what I was hearing from Conte, and the thing you sent me the other day about the players. The players are hurting. They don't want to lose. That mentality is creeping in. They hate losing.
They didn't want to lose yesterday. I think that was the main thing in their head.
They didn't want to lose, Matt, but it seemed that it wasn't enough of that aggression in there, enough of that passion in there, Matt.
It wasn't enough.
Players did.
There wasn't enough risk taking
as a team, Matt.
But there was no risk taking. There was no passes trying to get through the night. It was all safe options. Like they don't want to make a mistake. But sometimes you got to, you got to try and break the game up and try and risk. All the top teams do it. Whether they throw a striker on.
I don't know how, Matt. When you watch, as you said, we watch teams like Brighton and things like that, and the way they play. We've got bundles of talent there. So why are we not performing the last couple of games? But as Ali Gold said, I just watched some of it. What Ali Gold was saying there, that the last 2 games felt like 2 losses. I mean, it's only a loss and a draw. But before that, we went out of 9 games, we won 7. 7 out of 9. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Conte, where Tottenham was when Conte come in, we probably would have took 5th, bitten people's hands off the point. But he's put us in that at top 4 fight. So we've got to, with people, I've seen some of fans and that, and they've questioned Conte and things like that. Just look where Spurs was when Conte took over, was in a mess, and now he's dragged us up. And we've seen improvements in defending. We have seen improvements in certain areas.
There's an identity there now. We're just going through a bit of a, I suppose, sticky patch, and all the actual top teams apart from Liverpool and City have.
Yeah, Chelsea they're not playing great.
The only
Arsenal just got lucky. Arsenal last 2 games. Yeah, Arsenal said, Matt. Arsenal last 2 games, mate. They got lucky. Yeah, they just the luck, the lady luck against Chelsea,
Yeah.
and the lady luck against Manchester United. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they've had their bit of luck. I mean, maybe now Spurs in the next 5 games, our last 5 games, we may have some of that lady luck. You know what I mean? So it swings roundabouts, and I mean, but my reaction to the game, I just think what I saw of it, Matt. I caught the back end of the first and the whole of the second. It just wasn't enough, Matt. Just wasn't enough urgency, mate.
No.
I mean, when we was getting the ball, it wasn't. As you said, we wasn't getting the ball up quick enough. I mean, to our front three. Kulusevski, he hasn't played to that standard since Doherty has been out injured. When Doherty was on that side with because you can see they was working great with him. So there was something wrong there with Emerson as well. He was terrible yesterday. I mean, yet again, another poor performance. You can probably say about Conte's substitutions too late.
Yeah.
But does he believe in these players? Even if he doesn't believe in these substitutions, he's got to make them subs a bit more earlier. I mean, he can't give given Bergwijn and Lucas Moura 7 minutes just to change the game. It doesn't happen. I mean, it doesn't matter who you're playing against in the Premier League. They're hard games.
That would be my criticism. I mean, I agree with you. I think he definitely should have made changes. I know maybe you don't trust him, but Bergwijn's gone and scored a few important goals for us this season, hasn't he? That 2 at Leicester was massive, and I'd like to see him be given 15, 20 minutes if someone like Son or someone like that's not, or even Kulusevski, if you can then play Bergwijn on the other side, because Bergwijn can play on either wing. So I think there is a bit of learning from Conte there as well that needs to be done, and I think all these people saying we need to change the way.
Matt.
Huh?
I wouldn't say there's much Conte has done wrong. He's done an unbelievable job to get us where we are.
No, massive.
But
and he made us,
I think we both agreed that
football again, didn't we? So the football we were playing. But
I mean, it's craziness, as you said, Matt, with these Spurs fans tonight replacing Poch with it. Come on, Spurs fans, come on, fucking wake up. We don't need Poch back. We've been there, seen it, done it with him. He won fuck all. And bring Eriksen back. Oh, what? Create this Eriksen and flipping Poch love story again, and one fuck all at the end of the day. So what? Why go back? We got to look forward, and we got to back this manager in the background of our pictures there, Matt. Conte needs backing, and that's. I mean, Matt, have we got any comments there, matey?
Yeah, a few, mate. Pep to Villarreal? I don't.
Ellie, big up, Ellie.
John, I think Conte is a lot of the blame. Waits too long to make subs, but we need a goal, and he brings on Sanchez.
I can agree with John. I can agree. That was a mad sub.
I think what he wanted to do was, I think the idea of it was to give us, I suppose, a little bit. I think he pushed Ben Davies up to left wing back and slotted Sanchez.
Ben Davies, that's what he done it. He went Sanchez and Diane Romero and pushed Davies up.
I think he was trying to balance it, but
didn't work.
He probably should have put Reguilon on, maybe. Ellie, Zidane to PSG. I think that's who they want. So they want to win the Champions League, and Zidane's won it 3 times, hasn't he? So whatever way you look at it, Conte actually struggles in European competitions. He's never won a European competition in terms of.
Matt, I think at PSG, Matt, you can go there as a manager. Doesn't matter who manager is. Just chuck money at any manager there. They'll win the Champions League. I mean, so one day they will win it.
But I also think it's not really they don't work hard at PSG. There's a lot of egos there. You can see it. There's a lot of attitude there. You're not going to get hard-working players like you've got at Spurs.
You got to get that, Matt, when you've got a front three of Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. It's too many egos, mate.
Yeah, but you've got to work hard, haven't you? And I think Neymar doesn't work hard enough. And Messi's too old. Messi's too old to do it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ellie, the Bergwijn one baffles me. He's not a striker, yet Conte wants to use him like that. Also, he said Bergie is an important player for us, yet he scores 2 in 1 minute v Leicester, then hardly used since.
I can see where he's coming from. Yes.
Mm.
Bergie must be frustrated because he's done well on international duty as well in the last couple of months. And he just looks, every time he comes on, looks alive. He looks a live wire. And chucking him on 6 minutes to go or whatever, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Okay, against Leicester, that was his lady luck. As we said, Arsenal, we had our lady luck against Leicester there.
There must be something maybe something he sees in training where he just doesn't think he works as hard as the others. It's got to be something like that.
It's got to be something, Matt. It's got to be something like that. Yeah.
Evening, boys. All we can do is get behind the team.
Yes.
Top 4 is not in our hands, but all we can hope for is that Conte's bat, or we are finished.
Yeah, I said it's not in our hands now. It's in Arsenal hands. Where Eric Dyer said it's still in our hands because we got to play Arsenal. Oh, of course we got to play Arsenal, but the minute it's in Arsenal's hands.
I mean, if we're like 1 or 2 points behind and it comes to that game and we win that, then it is in our hands.
Yeah, but the thing is, we got Liverpool before that game, isn't it? Something like that. It's just...
I watched them tonight. Though there looks like a plan there that you can play against Liverpool. Everton were frustrating them up until about, and they had chances.
Anthony Gordon, mate.
Yeah, that Gordon, tasty. Yeah, very, very quick. I mean, some of his runs were like, Bale-esque type thing. You know, the way he drove the ball forward and went round players. I was sort of like, this kid's quick.
Yeah.
Neil's, but I think Conte has done a brilliant job since he arrived to a massive mess at Spurs. 5th at the moment is an achievement under the inherited circumstances.
Absolutely. I totally agree, Neil. Absolutely. Big up, Neil, a Liverpool fan.
I agree with that. Ellie's come back. We should play a 4-man midfield and scrap this wing-back system for now, as we just haven't got players who can do Conte's system effectively. Kane's our best player who does his best work from there.
Ellie, I totally agree. I think he's got to try it in the last 5 games. I think he should just shake it up and try another way.
Maybe, or maybe he brings in Lucas and plays him or Kulusevski at right wing back. Maybe just try something different there.
Or maybe just drop Kulusevski for a game or Son for a game and just try something fresh, different.
Maybe.
And because he's playing game in, game out, and we're relying on them, Matt. They are good players, but then, mate, they're only human at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So,
the thing with backing the manager is backing, I suppose, his style of play, and I think he really is trying to get this formation across to the Spurs players, even going if he's here next season. So I don't think he's done it in all his time, in all his career. He always plays wing backs. I think they're just going to have to be better. Maybe Reguilon will get another chance. But I just don't think Emerson can play on that right side.
Matt, Reguilon's another one. He had a bad game against Brighton, yes. Yeah. But come on. Just say, do you know what, Regs? Fucking go back.
Because you've done it with Emerson, didn't you? So I think, if you're treating Emerson like that, you've got to give Reguilon another go, really. Maybe give that Lavigne a chance. I mean, surely he can't be. I know it's a lot of pressure, but is he any worse than Emerson? Really?
Yeah, mate. That pass, what he did in the second half to Davinson Sanchez. What was that about?
I think Sanchez thought, "What the hell is this donkey doing on here?"
This guy's meant to be a professional footballer. He can't pass a ball to someone's feet. That is.
I have to say, I know the Sanchez sub was weird yesterday, but I felt like he did make a bit of a difference in a way. He sort of went into midfield, didn't he? The way he got up the pitch, and obviously
he was in Brentford's half a couple of times. Yeah,
we don't like Sanchez, but I'll tell you what, he scored our only set piece of the season against Watford, didn't he? That's from a corner.
Watford, yeah. So I think that's why he did bring him on as well.
Maybe
for corners.
Maybe. And I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they were saying in those tight games like Brentford's and Brighton's, these big teams or teams that need to get a goal, it comes from a set piece. And maybe Conte needs to start working on set pieces with them, because that free kick we had where Son put it straight into the keeper's arms. You know that
Oh,
and I was screaming, give it to Kulu, left foot in swinger. You know, just has to take a nick and it's in the net.
that's I never get
It
it.
summed up
I never get
yesterday,
it why
didn't
we
it? And
do
the last,
outswingers where we
yeah,
could favour
yeah.
and
Well, Son's on
an
either side,
in-swinger.
isn't he? I'm thinking, don't let Kulu whip it in with his left foot. Get it right into the goalie and put some pressure on. It's it's
Absolutely.
all a bit too predictable at the moment. I do think we need some work and no set piece areas, because sometimes, Simon, you can just, when we get a goal, the game opens up again, and a team has to come out if we get the early goal or the first goal, and then that's when spaces are in behind and we can play our natural game. So we definitely, I
Abs-
mean, surely he
uh,
has been working on set pieces, but maybe he needs to concentrate on them a bit more, and crossing and things like that. John, if you don't like the players on the bench, use some of the young players.
Yeah, exactly, John. I totally agree. And
Yeah,
he should have a bit more faith in him. You know what I
maybe.
mean, and
I mean, I don't know if you saw the training video the other day. Harvey White with his left foot on that free kick. I know it was in training, but it was a lovely finish.
yeah,
I mean, he's never had a chance, has he? I mean, Winks always comes on and doesn't do anything. So, but
I just think it's a bit
maybe
too
he
much.
thinks with the pressure we're under,
The pressure,
you know what
5 games to go.
what
We need,
certain Tottenham fans are like. They could destroy a young kiddie like that.
yeah, I totally agree with
So
that one.
I can understand it. Maybe he's trying to protect him as well, and you've got to do that as a manager at times. Wayland, Arsenal will be 5 points clear of you going into the North London derby, and we will clinch top 4 with a 3-1 win.
Wayland. Oh, Jesus Christ, I ain't spoke to you for ages. Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan.
Oh, really?
Well, we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see,
I'm
Wayland.
gonna let them do the talking now. But it's
Yeah.
you
It wouldn't surprise me, Matt. I mean,
wouldn't
so,
surprise me. But I don't know. We're due a big game in the derby, aren't we? So
if that was at Arsenal, I would have said, it's game over. I really, truly would have.
Yeah,
game over.
would.
But
We just have a shocking record at the Emirates, don't we? So.
But at Tottenham, mate, I was just hoping it's true. The players hurt. The players feeling they have to bounce back. They've got to go to the Leicester game now.
Yeah.
And Leicester, they're in Europe. They're going all guns blazing for this. So I think we will be, but we'll get on the Leicester game anyway.
Yeah. Emerson, only Brazilian footballer who can't pass. Højbjerg last week v Brighton gave him one dirty look when he did another duff pass that was god awful. I thought Pierre was going to knock him out.
Yeah, I saw that, Ellie. Absolutely. But the thing is that if he's not paying enough faith in the youngsters, he is the only one. He's the only option at the minute we can call upon. Do you know what I mean? Unless he plays a completely different formation, different way.
Yeah.
Where Emerson is not needed. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
Ellie's put our players lack the crossing abilities. I just wish we could give our wing backs Eriksen's crossing and passing skills.
Yeah. Kulu can. Kulu does do it.
Kulu can cross. I mean,
Reggie can do it.
Reggie's got it in him, but he's well off it at the moment. I think all season he has been.
Do you know what? People slate and slagged off Serge Aurier. I'll have that guy over him.
Do you imagine him as a wing back in this system? He'd score goals for. Well, he's good enough to do it. Do you know what I mean? And he can cross. Yeah, no, he'd probably.
Okay, he was a calamity defending, but going forward, mate, you couldn't knock him.
Yeah, but I think Conte would have sorted him out. Look what he's done to like Ben Davies and Dyer, and do you know what I mean? Yeah, bit of a shame we haven't got him, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lily White Lane, Robbie, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Don't think a draw was as bad as some people are saying. It is based on Brentford's form. Think as good as Conte is, he isn't immune to criticism, and his stubbornness is costing us at the minute. I pretty much agree with that, to be honest. But yeah, what do you think, Simon?
Robbie, big up, Lily White Lane.
He's also got a few more
absolutely.
Teams are figuring us out by flooding our midfield, doubling up on Kane, Son, and Kulu, forcing our wing backs to create, which they don't.
I can see where he's coming from in the last comment, Matt. The comment before that, mate.
This one.
In this one, yeah. Okay, as he's basically saying it against Brentford's not a bad draw, but like considering Brentford's form, but when you're chasing the top four, mate, you have to start. You have to beat these teams. I know it's not. I'm not disrespecting Brentford at all. They have been really on form lately, but when you got top players in that team, that Tottenham team can hurt any players, any teams on any day. These players, they need to step up. I mean, and we can call out the Sons and the Kanes because they weren't great yesterday.
No,
they tried, but they weren't great. So they got to come into some sort of criticism as well.
I think the problem is we don't have that player that can, who will just try and beat a man and like a Bale and just unleash a shot from about 35 just to open, and scores a wonder goal, and then like Ronaldo's done with United where he's tried bailing them out. I don't think Son and Kane are in that category, to be honest. They don't in certain when we need them most in a big game.
Whenever has Kane turned up in a massive game?
Yeah, apart from North London derby,
in massive moments. I'm about massive moments, cup finals, semi-finals, things like that. When has he turned up? And he hasn't.
Yeah.
And I don't get. I'll debate that with anyone.
I just think sometimes.
So when the pressure gets on, when the pressure gets going, Matt, we need our big players to dig us out.
Yeah.
Look at Cristiano Ronaldo at United. Yeah. Right. When United needs big 3 points, look what he did against us. Look what he did against Norwich. He single-handed them, bringing United into try and drag them into a top 4 race on his own. Yeah. In not a very good United team who's in disarray at the minute. You know what I mean? This is what Kane and Son needs to do more. You know what I mean? Not saying they're not bad players. They are up there with the best in the world, but they've got to show it more. To be up there, to be recognised as the best players in the world. If you put Ronaldo in that game yesterday in a Spurs shirt, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, he'll get the winning goal for you. That's how good of a player Ronaldo is.
Yeah,
I mean, he just drags.
I even think the
wins
same.
Games, and
even think the same as someone like Benzema. Look what he did against Chelsea. He just came up with that sort of, the beautiful cross, and the header is unbelievable, but it wins the game. As much as I,
big players win big games.
Unfortunately, they don't do it. When in a tight game like that, sometimes you just want one of them to go and unleash a cracker, top corner, or Kane nearly did it at the end yesterday with that bicycle kick, but it was inches wide, wasn't it?
But the thing is, Matt, as well, people say, "Oh, but look at the players around him." Well, look at Ronaldo at United in a minute. It's probably one of the worst United sides I've seen for years. And he single-handed them, winning them games on his own. You know what I mean? So don't come to me about, they haven't got the players around them and all that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, I think we have, on paper, we have got better players around Son and Kane than what Ronaldo has. You know what I mean? On form. You know what I mean? So that's where you need to be if you want Kane and Son. I mean, if we want to kick on. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad players at all.
No, it's not. I'm just saying these two always bang on about we want to be in the Champions League, or Kane, I want to play in the best competitions. I want to go and win stuff. Sometimes you got to go and do it yourself. Drop a shoulder, fill one into the top corner.
Absolutely.
We need you to dig us out, not someone to always feed you all the time.
And that's why I do say that Ronaldo, when people go back and say that Ronaldo, who's the best player, Ronaldo, Messi, I always go for Ronaldo because he just pulls everything out the hats all the time to me. So, and anyone else, Matt? Any other comments in there, mate?
2 more from Robbie. Teams are figuring us out by flooding our midfield, doubling up on Kane, Son, and Kulu, forcing our wing backs to create, which they don't.
Absolutely, 100%. They've sussed us out. That's what it is.
Yeah. But we don't start fast enough. We're slow and lethargic.
No,
and then the teams go, "Oh, this is easy. We'll just
Yeah.
Spurs fans, as much as I love them all, it's beginning to frustrate me how quick we are to react after wins and losses. It's either we're definitely getting top 4 or top 4 is done.
Well, seriously, mate. I'm not saying top 4's done. I mean, we're still in there. 2 points, but if you look at the games that we got coming up now, 3 really tough games coming up. I mean, with Leicester, Liverpool, Arsenal, tough games, and Arsenal are definitely they're definitely in the driving seat. I mean, with their games coming up. I mean, so you've got to fancy them. It's down to them now. I mean, but I'm never giving up. I don't give up, and I won't change my mood about because we could be losing one game or we drew one game. I just point out and I just point out game by game and how I see it. And
but I think
so I just think it's somebody's personal.
Next week, West Ham will roll over for Arsenal. They will because they're not going to play their top side, are they? And they've lost their centre back today in Dawson, haven't they? So I don't know who's going to play there. So
because they've got a bombing out, they've got a Dunlop out. I always said they've like literally got their centre backs out.
They might have played Declan Rice there or something
Arsenal
like that.
Fun. Yeah.
Although they probably won't even play.
It's a London derby. We don't know.
Yeah, West Ham have got that massive game in the Europa League, haven't they? 2 legs, so they're going to focus on that.
Absolutely.
But you just never know with football. I mean, I thought when I saw the West Ham lineup today, I was like, Chelsea should kind of win this pretty easily, but they made hard work of it. Yeah.
The way Chelsea are playing at the minute, Matt.
Yeah, bit sus. And obviously, Thomas Tuchel's come out and said Rudiger's leaving, isn't he? So, interesting times.
Absolutely. So, there's a couple of questions I missed out there because we have gone through them. So, Matt, are we worried that we won't make the top 4 for what we've seen over the last couple of games? Has the mood changed in your reaction, or is it? No, I still believe that there will be ups and downs. Still, there'll be slip ups in this race now. With now, mate. If we want top 4, there's no. We can't lose any more games or draw them, but we have to start picking up points very fast now.
No, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one because kind of. I'm trying to resign myself or getting myself ready to finish 5th, so I'm not too angry. If you see what I mean. Obviously, I want 4th, but maybe. I mean, it would be an improvement if we got 5th from last season already, and we've only had Conte for half a season. Arteta's been at Arsenal for 3 or 4 years now. They've spent the most money in Europe last season. They got rid of their deadwood, and they're building, a young sort of team. They're having their slices of luck. But, maybe not being in the Champions League might be a wake-up call again to Levy to go, oh shit, maybe I do need to get some more depth in there. My worry would be if maybe we got into the Champions League, he would think and say to Conte, oh, well, they've got you into the Champions League, so maybe we'll get you 1 or 2, but we're not going to get you 4 or 5, if you see what I mean. So it's a difficult one. I still think there's twists and turns to go, mate. I think Spurs and Arsenal are so inconsistent at times. I think we're both as bad as each other, to be honest. And I think it will go down to the wire. But we've got to put a marker down against Leicester on Sunday, the next game. Because obviously after that,
Leicester's a must-win, mate.
It is, yeah. Because then we've got obviously Liverpool away and then Arsenal. That's correct, isn't it? So
that's what it is, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal have got West Ham away.
That Liverpool game, maybe if we would have won yesterday, I'm thinking, well, maybe we can go there with almost a free hit type thing, and have a go, or
Well, the thing is, and now it's turning. It looks like
now it's kind of
turning to.
We got to get a result. At least a point.
At least we've got to get something.
Yeah, you've got to get
some sort of result.
Yeah.
But Matt, football can change very quickly.
Oh, massively.
And we know it.
Only
we've been watching
weeks ago, Arsenal were 6 points ahead, or a month ago, weren't they? And then we brought it back
Absolutely,
and we were
Matt. With
3
all these
points
games in
clear.
hand.
So
Yeah,
you just never know, mate. This is
football
the
can
Premier
change
League,
easy.
and
So very quickly, sorry. Yeah,
this is the
and
Premier League, and yeah, I think we'll
we could
have
be
more.
coming back in next week, beating Leicester.
Well,
Arsenal lose to West Ham.
hopefully, mate. I mean, if we can't beat
That's,
Leicester,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Football can change just like
yeah.
that, innit? Just like that.
I think if we don't
That's how
get 3
cricket can
points
change.
against Leicester, I probably will say it's done.
Depends what Arsenal do.
Well, it depends
If
what
they
Arsenal
lose
do,
to West
but
Ham,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, but
Chelsea,
then that's even harder. That's
yeah,
even harder because
Chelsea and West Ham hate us, mate. So they'll probably go, well, screw, well, we don't want Spurs getting it, so we'll just let Arsenal have it. That's the way I see it. Because Chelsea, I don't
yeah,
understand how they just let slip the other night. It was just weird. All 3 of their goals Arsenal
absolutely.
got were horrible defensive errors.
So to me, if am I worried? And that no, I'm not. I'm still in it, Matt. I'm still confident. I'm still believe the players. I believe. I'm hoping that I believe that the players are hurting. The
I
players
think they
want
are.
to
I mean,
put
look
it
at
right.
you watched Eric Dyer's interview last night on Sky. I don't know if you sort of saw it. He was
They
saying,
keep saying this though, Matt. We've seen this
yeah,
regularly
he does.
from the
But
players like Dyer, and
he
I'm not calling these.
no, but
Come,
he's
Matt.
saying it's not good enough. He said again, and he brought up we didn't have a shot on target again. I think he said, and he's probably thinking, fucking hell, we've done our job in defence. Sometimes
Yeah,
you need the midfield
yeah,
or your wing back to do the job.
yeah.
You know,
But we've heard this before, Matt. We've
yeah,
heard
we
this
have,
before.
we
They
have.
come out after the game trying to try and sweet talk the fans. I mean, that we are hurting, blah 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 blah. I mean, and how do we know they're not? Once the cameras go off them, we don't know their reactions. You know what I mean, I'm
But
just
then,
hoping they are. I'm hoping
yeah,
Conte's right. I'm
well, it's
hoping the players
like
are
Conte
hurting.
said that my players are hurting if they lose or if they don't win.
Mm.
That when
So
I heard that, I was like, well, bloody hell, that's good. In terms of
that that's
that
what I'm saying, Matt. That
mentality
sounds
switch.
yeah,
We'll
absolutely.
find out if it's true because hopefully they're going to want to put it right against Leicester. That's a home game. We've got to go and win. And if you're going on Sunday, start singing, get the atmosphere up. Sometimes the team need us to drag them over the line rather than
That's
the other
one
way
thing
around.
about I'll say, Matt, as well. The atmosphere at the stadium.
Shocking.
I mean, I do appreciate all these fans who could go home and away, but it's sometimes, mate, when the players do need them, the atmosphere seems dull
Right,
sometimes,
isn't
Matt.
it?
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Sometimes you want players to, get you off your seat. But if they're not going to do it, you need to bring the noise and and
yeah.
tell them how you feel, and get, I suppose get behind them. Yeah, it's difficult, I know, but you know that they
But
can do it.
it's
You know.
but there'll be certain fans think we can't. That's it now. Top four. Don't be silly. It's over and all that. But
Is that
it's
a
5 games to
defeatist?
go.
Is that just a defeatist attitude? It's 2 points, 5 games to go. If I offered you that 3 months ago, you'd bit my hand off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if we wasn't even in this race and we're just coming into it to his last 5 games, and as you said, Matt, we're 2 points behind now with five games to go. I mean, as Matt said there, I will have taken your hand off seriously for that. So am I worried? No, I'm not. I don't know what Matt's. I think Matt's not worried. He thinks we can still do it, and I do personally believe we will do this. I think, as Matt says as well, there will be ups and downs.
Yeah.
Arsenal are going to go and win the next 5 games. We're not going to win the next 5 games. That's how inconsistent us and Arsenal are. So it's going to come down to that North London derby. I really do believe. I think it's good. And if we do beat Arsenal,
We've got to be even if we're 2 or 3 points behind him. If it going into that game and then we win it, then it change. We've got to be in there where we are now. We've got to be there or thereabouts. Even if we're behind them, but with a point behind, and we go and win that, it could be massive. But we've got to stay
if
very
we
close
go
to it.
if we go into the Arsenal game or a point behind and beat them, and the games we've got left, Burnley and Norwich, are put us well in the driving seat. Well in the driving seat. Me personally, I know Burnley are fighting for survival at the minute. Norwich already gone. Me, I'll personally in the driving seat. Me, because Everton, we don't know what's happened to Everton. Arsenal got them at the last game of the season. They could be scrapping for their lives at that time. So it's not all doom and gloom. So Matt, what's your reaction to that, mate? Before we get into the last question here.
What about making the? I'm not too worried. Like I've kind of. It's been a weird season, mate. To be honest, the last few years have been weird as Spurs fans. So even if we finish in the Europa League, I'm going to take it as a positive and go, look, we've improved. We're not in the Conference League. We've gone up a gear. We can get some money in. We can get some players in. And Conte, if he stays, he's still a manager that can attract players if they want to play with him. And we'll go again. I'm sure. But I can't be bothered to get into this sort of top four's the be all and end all, and I know it kind of is with money and things like that, but I'd still take positives from the season, and I just can't be asked to keep getting angry and upset about
the only thing.
There's a lot of other stuff going on, I suppose, in the world and all this kind of stuff, and it's just been good to be able to watch our team again and be happy. I mean, not the last two games, but we were scoring goals for fun and. But that means they've got it in them again to go again. Hopefully, this is our little blip. We go against Leicester, we beat them. Maybe West Ham, even if they could get a draw, that would do us a favour, wouldn't it? I feel like a manager like David Moyes, he doesn't just throw games. I think he'll want to still not beat Arsenal. He might want to get a result against Arsenal. It's still West Ham, isn't it? It's still a London derby to them. And you know how serious they take them. So, to be honest, it would be quite nice if they could do us a favour. I mean, over the years where West Ham have played us and they've stopped us winning titles and, certain big games, it would be nice if they could do it to another team for us, just for once.
Yeah. I'm a bit sceptical, Matt, if Arsenal do make Champions League and what they can do next season, because obviously they'll be backed and things like that. And them finishing above us for the first time in about 5 years, something like that. And I can't take that lightly. That's the only thing I can't take lightly. I mean, that'll take a while to get around again. That they've finished above us. But that should not be our target every year. Every year should not be finished above Arsenal. You know what I mean? So we've got to have our own things. Have you got any comments in there, Matt, about this situation?
Simon Stevens in the building. He said, I think we can beat Arsenal, but can't see us getting one over on Liverpool when they are in a closely fought title fight. Yeah, but pressure plays a part. Pressure can play a horrible part. I watched Liverpool today, and Everton were through on goal 2 or 3 times with that high line Liverpool play. That kind of plays into our hands. If we can get Son in behind. He's better than Gordon, and he won't, or players like that in behind. Liverpool with it, they'll be scrapping, but we need the points as well. So, Liverpool aren't going to sit back at Anfield, are they? So. You're not going to get Liverpool sitting in with 5 midfielders. They're going to come and play their natural game, I remember when Klopp first came to Liverpool, and obviously they finished 8th that season, but he stuck with the same formation in terms of and he still plays it now. He still believes in his football, which is high press, which is So sometimes you just got to go with a manager's how he wants to play. And I don't think you can tell Conte to change his formation, because I think he's always played 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. He can't play the 3-5-2 because he doesn't have, like I say, a different type of midfielder. But we have been unlucky with injuries as well. I do think we miss Oliver Skip as well sometimes in the midfield. Just even if he comes on, rather than Winks, and he puts in a tackle, he brings the ball forward. I just think we've been a bit unlucky. And then with Doherty, obviously, I didn't think we'd miss him this much, but I think it's clear to see he helps that right-hand side. He helps the balance of the team.
He was coming to form, innit? It was got injured at the wrong time, really. But
it's like, hey ho, we've got a crack on, mate. We've got to hang in there. and hopefully we can be there or thereabouts. The North London derby comes, we really turn it on that game.
But if the only
Give
thing
them,
I'll agree with Simon yet is
yeah. I think we
they're
can
in
beat
that top.
Arsenal. Mate, I've watched Arsenal the last 2 games. They give away a lot of chances. They're not very good defensively, I don't think.
But no, actually, I agree with that comment. Sorry, Simon. We will. I think we will beat Arsenal. I'm confident we will beat Arsenal. But Liverpool, I agree with that as well. That's going to be because they're in that tight situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
and
remember Man City.
but pressure.
We didn't get a hope in hell to beat Man City at the Etihad, and it's
Yeah,
typical Tottenham. But I'll probably
yeah.
predict a 3-0 Liverpool win, and then hopefully it works the other way. But mate, honestly, I think pressure plays a massive part in sport, and I think Liverpool felt a bit of the pressure today, actually. Especially after Man City won 5-1 on the Saturday, didn't they? So
Yeah,
it will be close. But we will probably get chances against Liverpool. It's just whether we can take them and defend well.
absolutely. Anyone else, Matt?
Before that, we've got to go and win We've got to go and win the next game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a few more comments. Neil's come back and put, it would be interesting to know what Conte's brief was when he took the job on. I don't believe that he would have taken the job on the pretense that top 4 was a must. I feel next season is where he will be judged. Well, he said, didn't he? He said only a few months ago, he said every game will be a scrap and our level's not high enough. We're nowhere near the top 4. So I think he's actually been surprised of how good we've been.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to understand, he's only had half a season. And I can't. This will bring you back onto the last question about Conte's future. I can't see Conte just staying at a club for half a season and wanting to go. That's why I think it's all bullshit.
A bit defeatist for me, I think. But
yeah, absolutely. But big up Neil. But big up Neil for that.
Louis come in. He said, "I could see us counter-attacking Liverpool perfectly. You never know."
Absolutely, Lewis. Yeah, absolutely. I can see where else Matt's coming from there. No one gave us a hell in the chance against City, and they battered us. But they played that high line, and we absolutely played in our hands. It played into our hands, and we absolutely picked them off.
We played them when we played him under Conte first game, didn't it? And it was 2-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we should have won that game. Should have won that game. Yeah, you'll get chances against Liverpool, but it's just whether you can stop them as well. They have they can change their depth much better. We'll have to be on our game that night, and we'll have to be, pressing.
Seriously,
it'll be knackering 100%. Because they are relentless.
Yeah.
There are weaknesses in their team. I think you can get a Trent Alexander-Arnold because I don't think he's that quick, and I think he gets forward really well. But if you can get him on the counter, I think you can have him.
Because he's got restless challenges and everything. You know what I mean? So,
well, Gordon had him in his pocket today. He was going past him for fun.
Yeah.
Simon said, "I take heart that our defence, as it is right now, can withstand pressure, but it's downright lazy midfield and front line. They've been a real eyesore the last 2 games."
Absolutely, Simon. Spot on. That comment is spot on. Our defence, as Matt said, that's the positives we can take. That we're not leaking a lot of goals, but it's midfield and front 3.
But I sometimes think the defence have to pass it quicker and through the lines into midfield, so then they can get on the ball. And then when you look at a team that plays out from the back, like City or Liverpool or wherever you want to use, who play out from the back, goalkeeper, defence, goalkeeper can play a beautiful ball out to the side. Unfortunately, Lloris isn't very good at distributing, is he? So that kind of doesn't help. But obviously, he's a great keeper. I'm not saying he's not. But sometimes I think, even with Romero recently, the last 2 games, he hasn't really passed the ball forward with those forward line passes that he can do. It's all sort of, to Royale, then back to Romero, then back to Dyer. Then we'll switch it to the left. Then we'll maybe play it into Bentancur, who will play it backwards, or give it to Højbjerg, who will work his socks off and try and win the ball back. But there's no quality in there. There's no like decisiveness. Like I say, there's no risk taking with a, when Dyer picks up the ball and pings a beautiful diagonal. Sometimes you've got to do little things like that and play the maybe change up the tactics and go long. You've got Harry Kane; he can hold the ball up. Do you know what I mean? So
I totally agree with you, Matt. I totally agree. And
the
I
whole
totally agree with
team,
Simon's point.
the whole team, and the manager have to work on this, and I'm sure he'll be drilling them, in training in the week. So I don't really want to see like. And they'll post it, and admin will do. Oh, we're working hard again, and they'll post a training video, won't they? But I don't necessarily want to see. I just, maybe just have a week off the admin, and nearer the game, just knuckle down. No more of this, tweeting players smiling and showing us that they can take free kicks. And then when it comes to a game, they can't fucking they hit the wall, or they can't score. It's quite infuriating to watch. You watch Son take a free kick in training, and he's banging them in for fun, isn't he? Yeah, he had Harvey White with his left foot. Dyer, he's pinging them in. But you don't see Harry Kane anywhere near the free kick practicing. And then in a game, he seems to take the ball and go, I'm having it. But it's like, what's the point in showing us videos of Son whipping free kicks in if he doesn't even get a chance? But I just think we need to get better at a lot of things, and I think especially in games where teams are going to sit back, I think set pieces are massive. As I've said, mate, I think we've got to start scoring from set pieces. I've looked at it's West Ham, Man City, and Liverpool. They've scored the most goal from corners this year. I think Liverpool have got like 14 goals from corners. That's quite a lot of goals, isn't it? Like that could turn matches, or put you on the front foot and make the other team come out. So, we've just got to get better at that, I think, especially in these tight games, because you can't always just, score beautiful goals all the time. Sometimes we need a set piece, or, just someone to knock it in with their head, or, hit it on the volley. And I think another problem, I suppose, in our midfield is they don't get goals enough. He obviously scores a couple, but Bentancur doesn't look great with his sort of shooting, does he? I mean, he had a go yesterday and went about a mile over, but it's frustrating. But it's like you say, we need more depth, and we can't do anything until the summer.
Absolutely. Is there any more comments there, Matt? Before we get to the last,
we've got two more. Dyer is way too slow playing out the back, too predictable, which makes it hard to create patterns of play. Agree with you, Matt.
Yeah, Dyer. I mean, for one, he's been a great defender for us this season. I mean, and he can be a bit slow coming out of the back, but
I think he's still learning the game, isn't he? Because when Mourinho came in, someone was talking about this the other day. Yeah, that was his first proper season because he came out and said, I want to be a centre back, didn't he? Because obviously under Poch, he was like a sort of holding midfielder, wasn't he, really? So I think for him, he's got a lot better this year because he's had 1 year trying to learn to be a centre back and how different it kind of is and how good you have to be on the ball, So there have been improvements with Dyer, and I think Conte will help him over time, but I definitely think, a proper pre-season and really drilling players and a good team alongside, or players that Conte likes alongside Dyer, and, just to push these players on another level, and the ones that aren't good enough have to go.
Absolutely, mate. Totally agree with that one.
Toxic headshots in the building.
Yes, that's it.
He says Conte will go, no doubt. Levy is talking to Poch now. Now, I have heard this rumour, but it's a crap source. I've never heard of it.
It's
not like it's coming from Fabrizio Romano or anyone like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I just want Spurs fans to stop fucking retweeting all this crap media stuff. It doesn't help anyone. It just annoys us all, and it actually causes a lot of arguments. And
anyone could sit there, Matt, on a keyboard on Twitter.
I could do it, mate. I could be set up a page and go, oh, rumours suggest that,
Yeah. It's a load of shit.
Just don't always believe what you read, because the media actually tend to lie quite a lot of the time.
But big up Toxic. We're not on about you, matey.
No, not on about you, but it's just, certain Spurs accounts that I follow, they're just posting different things every day, just to get likes and to get, a lot of followers and clickbait.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. It's not going to help us. We've got 5 big games left, sorry. And we just need to all be one.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all Spurs fans. So what's the point in arguing with each other? It's not going to do anything.
Absolutely.
That was the last comment, mate. Sorry, I had to get
the last one. That's what. So we're going to the last one. Should we be worried about Conte's future at the club? To me, no. I'm not worried at all. I just think, as Matt said there, I think it's a load of old rubbish. It's a load of old flipping cock and ball. What's coming out? It just puts 2 and 2 together, innit? PSG just won the league. They don't want Poch no more. Conte apparently has come out and offered these services to PSG, which is a load of shit. It's a load of flipping shit. Trust me.
He wouldn't do that. I think he's
go watch Harry Gold's video. What he's just posted today.
I might watch that actually.
And watch all that and just see what he's had to say there. You know what I mean? It's a lot of flipping cock and fucking ball. Trust me.
Spurs are, like you said,
but if you are a Spurs fan and you want Pochettino back, you are absolutely fucking deluded. Absolutely deluded and out of your fucking heads. Trust me. Because that guy, I'm not disrespecting him. Yes, he done all right at Spurs. He got us where he was. He got us to a Champions League final, but he won fuck all. So you can't class him as a successful flipping manager. I mean, so at the minute we can't class Conte as a successful manager because he's won fuck all. You know what I mean? So until a manager comes in and starts winning trophies with his football team, I mean, then we can say, yeah, he's a successful manager. Do you know what I mean? So to me, under Poch, a good man. He saw this coming as well. He saw this coming. Poch. I mean, he did say it.
He warned us.
Yeah.
He said, if you don't buy properly or you don't, start changing the furniture in the house because it's going stale, this is what will happen.
Yeah.
But he has to take a bit of the blame as well because he wasn't forceful enough. Conte's not going to take any of this shit.
Yeah.
So
Poch was more of a yes man.
Yes.
He could say it in front of cameras and things like that. But Conte actually delivers the slaps.
I think if Levy gets this wrong, he'll be in serious trouble. Not only from the fan base, but I think a lot of players will really think about going elsewhere. And I include Son in that.
Yeah.
And I'd include Kane. I think they'd be gone. I think they'd go, right, I'm done.
Absolutely.
And then you'd be in trouble.
But Matt, I'm not worried at all. I can't see Conte coming to a club for half a season. He's not had a full transfer window.
He's going to want to have a go in the summer, isn't it? If he doesn't get what he gets in the summer, or he gets annoyed and think, "Oh, this is all I fucking got." But I just think, you got Paratici there as well, and I think he's quite key. And I've heard, behind the scenes, Alistair Gold said he's working hard on his phone behind the scenes already. I think they know. I think this is a project for Conte and Paratici. They know they're very good friends, and
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out and signs another contract, Matt, for a couple of more years. You know what I mean?
Maybe
to see it out, to be a proper project. Do you know what I mean? So to me, I just think I'm not worried, and I think
he'll probably wait until and see what he gets in the summer, and then if he's happy, he might go, okay, well, I'm going to commit now.
Yeah, but I think he'll be at least one more season for Conte.
He's going to want a full season, surely. I'm not being funny. He's a great coach.
PSG wants Zidane. They want Zidane anyway.
He's a great coach, Conte. Obviously fantastic. But
it's what I'm trying to say with Spurs fans, right?
He would go down as a bit of a sulker, wouldn't he, if he just left after half a season?
Yeah.
Because it's not as if he got a summer. It's very hard to buy what you want in January. Very hard.
Well, the thing is, you take Klopp and Pep out of the situation. He is the next best manager in this league, and probably in Europe and probably in the world.
I just think
Conte is up there with the best of the best.
Yeah.
And we want to give him away and bring Poch back. These fucking fans are deluded. They just want to go back as a football club. We need to go forward.
Yeah.
We've had Poch. The days are gone. With one fuck all, right? We need this man to be backed. Simple. End off.
I think if I'm Conte and I think maybe I'm thinking on the right lines of him. I'm thinking if I'm him, if I can win with Spurs and change them from what I had last season into challengers again, or winning trophies, or getting to being a lot better, I could go down as one of the greatest managers ever because no other manager's done it. Mourinho couldn't do it, and Poch couldn't do it.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
He's an elite manager, but he could be even more elite if he wins at Spurs. And let's be honest, is PSG a hard job? What is the point?
Yeah.
He's going to go. I reckon Conte actually loves the Premier League because he's tested. He goes, flipping out, this team's good now, and it makes you a better coach.
But Matt,
I remember when Pep Guardiola and Klopp came, and they were all saying, "Oh, they're going to leave. Oh, Klopp apparently he's not happy," and certain things like that.
Yeah.
Media crap again, and then they've gone on, and Klopp stayed for 5 years.
But Matt, you could put Graham Potter in that PSG job, and he can do a fucking job. Trust me. That's what I'm trying to say. How easy of a job PSG is.
Yeah.
Trust me. Okay, he probably won't have the same pull to get big players in, like a Conte, like a Pep, I mean, but I'm going to say it's not the hardest of jobs. You know what I mean? And this is where some of the fans, look what Poch has done at PSG. He's expected to. It's a poor league. It's a shit league.
You know for a fact as well that Conte won't be adored at PSG like he is at Spurs. No way.
No, absolutely not.
I just think sometimes, I don't think Conte's a stupid man, but I think even if we get fifth, if you back him and give him positions that he wants and his types of players, I think he would probably think about, I've got it good here. I'm on 15 million a year. I'm getting players that I want. I've got Paratici, my mate, who I work with closely. I can live in London. Again, maybe his family will move down with him next year if he signs another deal. So,
But are you worried though, Matt?
I think there's always a thing in the back of your mind, isn't it? Because you just think if Levy fucks it, he's going to go. But I just want to be positive, mate. I think we've said from the start we'll assess it in the summer.
But do you know what, Matt? I'm not worried of losing Conte. I'm not worried. I'm not scared at all.
You're worried.
But I just don't want these fucking Pochettino stories. I mean, they're gone. Sentimental needs to fuck off out this football club. Do you know what I mean? Yes, he was a good guy. He'd done well at Tottenham to take where he was to where he did take us. But no trophies. That he don't go into successful manager in my eyes.
I just think with Conte, I do think they have listened to him. I think they got rid of the deadwood that he didn't want, which was clear to see, which was Lo Celso, Ndombele and Dele Alli. They brought in two players that he's liked and wanted before. So that's actually a good start. But I think he'll go in the summer, right, Winks has got to go, this has got to go, this has got to go. And I want to bring in maybe a proper right wing back. And there's options there. You don't need to spend loads of money.
The only thing I'm worried about, Matt, is Potts coming back, Lo Celso coming back, Ndombele coming back, Harry Winks comes back into the team, and we just go backwards, Matt.
Yeah.
You can see it coming. You can see it all coming, mate. Seriously. I mean, so no. Why should we agree with bringing Potts back? Why should we? No.
I think we need Conte at this moment in time. I think he needs to get us back to where we need to be, or where we were. And then if he wants to go after that, and then we bring in someone completely different again, but we're in a much stable position. I look at Inter Milan, the way he went there 2 years, and he left them, and the new guy's gone in, and it's like he's got his style, but they're playing well still.
The only thing I'll say, Conte will leave if he knows the likes of Son and Kane is banging the doors out. I'm going. I'm leaving. I want to go out this club, and I can see Conte then say, "Do you know what? I'm following shit." If he's got the the backing of Kane staying, the backing of Son staying as well for another season and things like that, I can't see him going nowhere. I really don't. Seriously.
I think that is key. I think if apparently the key to his project is Harry Kane. If Harry Kane stays, I think Conte stays.
But the thing is, we need more from Harry Kane, though.
Yes,
Matt. We need more. Don't get me wrong.
But we
What
also
he's done.
We need someone maybe who can actually be a playmaker and actually stop him from dropping deep as much, because Conte wants him as a striker. He's already said it. He wants him as his number 9, like Lukaku, and he wants him to just score the goal.
I just want Kane just to be that man, like a Ronaldo. You know what I mean? Dig us out of games, Matt. We're always looking up, always looking around for that big player. Where are you? Where are you? They tend to go missing so much, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Kane has done wonders at Tottenham. Wonders. His records, and it speaks for itself. Him and Son link up, assist, wonders. But, mate, that's one of fuck all, mate. And that's what's worrying. I mean, that's the worrying thing. I mean, he needs to, and I'll go back to it. I mean, we need them 2 big players we've got in our team. They are the 2 big players we've got.
What I will say is, I don't think we need a 300 million war chest with Conte. I think there are a lot of players on a free at the end of this year who are bloody good, like who would suit him. I look at Perisic and think he'd be a great wing back as well. You know, he played under Conte as well. You know, he'd be a good option. You know, even if you had to bring him off the bench, or he was a squad player, or he came in for certain games. You know, there's a lot of options there. So that's why I think if Spurs can get it right, I think he'll stay. But yeah, to be honest, mate, I'm a bit sick and tired about it. I just want to finish the season and see where we are.
I just want the next 5 games, Matt.
Yeah.
I want the likes of Son and Kane. They've got to take it. They've got to grab these games by the scruff and say, listen, we are the big dogs at this team. We are the big fucking dogs.
Either they've got to step up, or we need to step up. Yeah, they've got to step up, or someone else has got to step up. You know, other players have got to step up. Maybe a defender's got to start scoring some set pieces. You know, maybe a Dyer header, you know, just to win you a game from a corner or something. So we just need that sort of change. I think if we get a goal, I think we'll go and score 2 or 3. We need to break this cycle, though. That's the problem. And we need to start creating chances again and getting shots on target and start fast.
Matt, you got any comments on this?
Yeah, got a few, mate. Got a few. Simons, but I wouldn't complain if that did happen, though. I believe Potter will come back one day. Yeah, one day, but not now. It's like
he's come back. Simon, sorry, Matt. Simon, you're a great guy. And you support this channel, mate, which is brilliant. But I have to disagree with you, mate. I don't want these sentimental things come. I just want Spurs to fresh things all the time. Do you know what I mean? And what's telling these fans that Pot's going to come back and do wonders?
To be fair, managers going back to the club for a second time round doesn't normally work, really. The only one I can think of is Jose Mourinho. Obviously, he won the title with Chelsea twice, didn't he?
Chelsea, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But
even that,
they chuck money, Matt. They chuck money at him. That's the problem, Matt. That's the problem, Matt. When you got big managers like that, they want big money to spend, and when they do get their big players, they will eventually win big trophies.
And to be fair, when Mourinho was in, there wasn't like these superpower football clubs. Like Chelsea were the only one, really. Like
absolutely, with the big fucking dome.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like now you've got City, you've got like Newcastle will come into the fray eventually.
Liverpool got the money as well. They can spend big. But Simon, seriously, Simon, I respect always respect your opinions. You're a good guy. I mean, and you're entitled to your opinion, like everyone else.
Louis put, isn't it funny how the rumours about Conte came around with 6 games to go? Media hates us.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. They just can't stand us. They just want.
When we were on our winning run, there was nothing.
Yeah. They're trying to hit us while we're down at the minute.
But we don't help ourselves as fans because people retweet it and people like it and they engage, and then they go, "Oh yeah, you know the Spurs fans are biting. Let's do another article in a couple of days."
Get whining these. Just
why
is that?
Yeah, the media manipulate stuff. That's what they do. Toxic headshot. Hope so. I don't like it myself. Big up, guys.
Big up, Toxic. Big up, Toxic.
Simon's come back and says, I think getting to the Champions League final on a breadline budget is a form of success in itself.
Yeah, it's Simon. So it's a success on that situation, but it hasn't brought no success in trophy wise. So to me, he wasn't a successful manager in my eyes. Me, I know people bang on about, oh, you don't have to win trophies to be successful. In my eyes, you do. That's my opinion. To be a successful manager at a football club, you have to win trophies. To go down as one of the best managers in that football club, successful manager, you've got to bring trophies. And I think, and we bottled it at on the big moments under Poch as well. Semi-finals, finals. The likes of Kane don't turn up. I mean,
I think one thing I suppose I would say is that I don't think it was all Pochettino's fault, because I do think the board let him down as well.
Don't get me wrong, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Poch is a bad manager.
No. But, I mean, we've seen it in the past, haven't we? You know,
we've had the taste of Conte now, mate.
Yeah.
And I see what Conte can bring.
I remember when Poch we were supposed to be getting Mane and Wijnaldum, and didn't he end up with like Clinton, NG, and
no, I totally.
Do you know what I mean? I just think that's different. Imagine if we would have got Mane.
Yes.
Like, do you know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying, right? It's not fully blame on Poch, but we've had Poch. That's what I'm trying to get at. We've had him. We've tried him, and it didn't work trophy-wise. We want trophies. There's fans out there. I'd rather have a trophy over top four and things like that. But you still want Poch back, who didn't win a trophy. So why do you want Poch back? I mean, back this manager who's in the background there, Conte. He's the one.
I suppose one thing I sort of didn't like about Poch, towards the end. Obviously, we were playing awful football anyway. Like we'd completely fallen off, haven't we? But he brought in the players like Ndombele and Lo Celso, and we wasted like 120 million on them both. So, to be honest, the board, what Spurs need to get better at is actual recruitment. I wish we could have Liverpool's recruitment, because Liverpool don't actually spend that much; they just buy wisely.
How do we know Steve Hitchen could have been a good scout if he was? He wanted Skriniar. He went to Ring. And he wanted Skriniar. And who fucked the deal up? It wasn't fucking Hitchen. No. It was Daniel Levy who didn't fucking pay the money. I mean, so it's not. How was that Hitchen's fault? It's bizarre how people are quickly to jump on people's backs. I mean, because Hitchen, with the players he wanted and the players he got in the end, that's not Hitchen's fault. He did want the big players, Matt. He did want the big ones, what Poch wanted.
It's like I say, Liverpool don't throw millions at it like Man City. They just buy sensibly and upgrade certain areas in their team. I look at Jota, 30 million. I mean, he's paid that back easy, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like Fabinho, if I would have told you Fabinho when he came to Liverpool, who is he? You would have gone, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But he suits Liverpool's style of play. Yeah. And that's what we've got to get better at, getting players.
And I think Paratici will. Trust me. People saying he's a dislike.
There's an actual thing now. I don't want a right back. I want a right wing back. It's got to be a wing back. Do you know what I mean? So, and because we've actually got a style of play again.
Anyone else there, Matt?
Under Nuno, we didn't have a clue, did we? We didn't know how we were playing, what sort of players he wanted. We know what Conte wants, and I think he's already told that to Paratici. No. And probably Levy will go, look, if you finish fourth, you've got this to spend. If you finish fifth, with player sales as well, we can sort some stuff out. But it's down to Paratici to go, okay, well, I need to sort some stuff out here. But I think with all these sort of free contracts coming up, you don't need to actually spend hundreds of millions, because there are options out there.
Yeah, there is options out there. But who else, Matt? Anyone?
Yeah. If the consolation prize is Poch, I won't complain if Conte walks at some point. He's the only man besides Redknapp that I've wanted to see the club give a second birth.
Oh dear. I mean, that's your opinion. I just like fresh ideas and things like that. And to me, it never works. Bringing like even when players come back to a club second time around, Matt, and it just doesn't work. Some majority of the time, Matt, and it.
Yeah, yeah. Tin Man 007, he's in the building.
Yeah. Team
He's
007.
he said top four is over, guys. The Brighton result killed us.
Tinman, thanks for coming in, pal. I think you have been in the chat once or twice. So if it's your first time, thanks for coming on, pal. Much appreciated. Top four still there, mate. Trust me. 2 points behind, 5 games to go. Trust me. Right. We can be coming back here next week and we can all be saying we are 1 point ahead of Arsenal. We could beat Leicester and Arsenal could lose to West Ham. That's how fast it can change, Timman. Seriously.
Yeah.
So just have faith, mate. I know it's hard to at the minute, but that's all we can do. Is just back this team for the last 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, to see where it takes us. And Brighton game
Sunday.
did kill it. It did kill
It
us.
did.
I mean, because
It did.
how good Brighton are. I mean, Harry Potter's good manager. Things that he plays good football, but at home we should be killing these sort of teams. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, these sort of teams will be killing. I mean, but it does. But that's not over. If you, I mean, if it, okay, if 6
Liverpool
points now,
can,
do you
but
know what?
if Liverpool can catch City like they have when they were like 1 City like 15 points clear at one point this season,
Yeah,
things can turn, mate, like that.
yeah, absolutely. And we've seen it. Arsenal are well ahead. Plus, with their games in hand, they fucked up, lost 3 games on the trot. I mean, then we went ahead. So I mean, so it's playing that. It's a roundabout in a minute. It's 2 shit teams at the minute. 2 really bad teams on form and going head to head in the top 4 race. I mean, so it's never over, mate. It's never over until it is over. Mathematically, it's not over. It's 2 points. That's all it is with 5 to go. Loads of games to go yet, guys. Come on.
Simon's put we'd have it so bad without Kane. At least he can thread a pass. We've had strikers have quiet games and doing nothing, especially awkward with Crouch, like watching a giraffe at the zoo look for food.
Yeah, Simon, I totally agree. Harry Kane without him, mate, we're absolutely fucked. But what I'm trying to say is, just look how bad United team it is a minute. When you got a elite top player like Ronaldo, he wins and gains single-handedly. I mean, and he's not only at United, he's done it at Real Madrid, he's done it everywhere he's been. He pulls it, he does it himself. Portugal, look what he's done for Portugal. Single-handedly, he's done it himself. What I'm saying, Kane's not a bad player. He is one up there, but to be at that Ronaldo's level, he's got to do a bit more, win games out of nothing. Do it. I mean, he's got to drag. He's got to drag this team over the line.
Yeah, I think Spurs have got to find a player like that. I compare Gareth Bale when he was his last season at Spurs to how Ronaldo is now because he dragged us out the mud loads of times, didn't he? He just used to take someone on and whip one in the top. You think, fucking hell. How many times did we win 1-0 those games? Do you know what I mean? Or it was a Bale winner. Like that's the difference between that sort of world class and then near that category.
See, Kane's Tottenham's world class player, but I don't class him as a world class player because, as Matt said there, that's a world class player. I think Kane just go underneath at the minute because of what Ronaldo can't do. And look at his age as well. Look at Ronaldo's age, 36, something like that, and he's still doing it. He's still doing it. It's seriously, what an athlete and what a player.
Yeah.
I mean, and Gareth Bale, Matt's just pointed out there, 12 league goals last season. 12 league goals. Yeah. And everyone say he's finished, he's over the hill. He should be fucking playing in USA. He scored 12 league goals and he dragged us out of games last season, what Matt just said. 100%. I'll have you say Bale, I'll bring him back now. Trust me. If we had Bale this season,
I'd have him next year to go on our bench.
These sort of games against Brighton,
He
He
changed
saw
the
again
game.
against Brentford yesterday.
Changes the
He
game.
changes the game 100%. Matt comes off the bench and he'll change the game for you. You know what
Even
I mean?
if he
Instantly.
doesn't score, he'll probably put a decent cross in. Do you know what I mean? Or he can play a through
absolutely.
ball or And with 5 subs
I just
next
hope
year,
the rumours are true. When
nice.
we're on about, I'm not a big fan of players coming back for their third or fourth time at the club, but Bales is an exceptional player, and I'll have him back any day because we know, Matt, what he can do. What he can do, we've seen it last season. He can do it as long as Wales is still in this World Cup, right? Yeah, that's an important one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think we can. I just hope the rooms are true and Bale does come over because
but it's only if Conte wants him. I don't want Levy undermining him, going, "Oh, we're just going to sign Bale for the shirt sales." Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is, Levy undermined it when he come in under Poch. Was it Poch or Mourinho? Was it Mourinho? Was it?
Yeah.
When Bale come back, I can't remember now.
Well, Mourinho wanted him allegedly. I don't know though. Maybe he didn't.
But the thing is, Matt. But I wouldn't care if Levy because we know what he can do, though, Matt. You know what I mean? To me personally. So,
yeah, but if you want to back Conte, you don't give him a player he doesn't want.
Yeah, I think Conte. If Levy said, "Listen, Bale wants to come back here. He wants to end it in Spain. He wants to come back here. He doesn't want the massive wages what he was getting that thing. Do you want to?" I think, truthfully, Matt,
he's a winner.
Conte
I mean, I
go for
can't
it.
see Conte not going, "All right, let's give him a go." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you what.
I agree.
I bet Bale would be a better wing back than bloody Emerson.
Oh, miles better.
Could you imagine?
Miles better. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he can
seriously, Matt, I'm not saying Kane is a bad player. No, he's Tottenham's world class player. That's what I say. He's our world class player. You know what I mean? But to be up there with the Ronaldo to go to the next level, he's got to drag us out again single handedly.
I mean,
what Ronaldo does.
You can see as well is when Bale was at Spurs last year, I do think it elevated Kane in a different way because he thought, "Fucking hell, I'm around someone who's won 3 Champions Leagues, and do you know what I mean? He's a winner." And like all the players
around
last
someone who
season,
can actually play. I mean,
all the players were like last season. It's crazy what he does on the training pitch. We don't see much like this,
Yeah.
So it's and not being funny, mate. He can take a free kick. Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, oh mate, seriously. Anyone else, Matt?
Oh, there's a few, mate. Yeah. I'll try and get through them. A question for you guys: would Chelsea have made as many changes if they played us in midweek? Don't think so. It's true, and they wouldn't have made those mistakes, would they? They wouldn't have done that pass back.
No chance.
No.
To me, do you know when match fixing going on and things like that? Right, I do believe it still goes on, and seriously, this is just it really does. I look at things and so, but Tim and W70, I think you're spot on.
Liam, hello lads. Hope you're both well. Thank you, Liam. Hope you're well too.
How's it going, Liam? How's it going, pal? Thanks for coming in, matey. Yeah, we're all good, matey. Considering Spurs, the hope that kills us. I mean, but we're still hope.
G. Sean, disagree, bro. Without Poch, no new stadium, no Champions League final, and certainly no Conte if Poch didn't start everything. To me, he was successful.
Oh, Jesus. Mate, seriously, this new stadium was in the pipeline before Poch. Trust me on this, yeah. Right, Poch, it wasn't Poch's idea or Poch about this new stadium. It was in the pipeline. Right, trust me on that. Yes, Champions League football. Did we get lucky? Yes, we were fucking lucky. I mean, we had lady luck. We talked about lady luck earlier. We had lady luck, mate, against City. Yeah. Going towards this against Ajax, they absolutely fucking destroyed us at home. Destroyed us in that first half. And ladies' luck got on our side again and we got through. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like we played champagne football all the way to the final. We were very lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what happened in the final? Jinson. Oh, what? Wait on. Yeah, we bottled it again. Harry Kane bottled it again. Yeah, we can call these big players out because these
Well,
meant to be our big players.
he didn't start Lucas Moura, did he? He had to start him. He just scored a hat trick.
100%. I mean, and they were saying, "Oh, Daniel Levy's told him, oh, he's the manager." He can say, "Listen, I'm starting Moura." You know what I mean? And I can't see where you can say there'll be no Conte. You could said that there would be no Mourinho, or I mean, something like that.
No, I think what he's trying to say with the Conte thing, I think he's saying if Poch didn't get us into the Champions League and get us to that level, and Conte might not have even wanted to. Do you know what I mean? I kind of get it, but
yeah, sort of. But the new stadium, Lark. Geez, so thanks for coming in, mate. It's the first time I've seen you, mate.
That was coming either way, wasn't it?
You deserve your opinion. But the plans have been there for years. The plans have been before Poch come. But I agree. I totally appreciate your opinion. We always do on this channel. So thanks for coming on, supporting the channel, mate. Thanks very much.
Dave Tutty. Hey guys, just in the door.
Yes,
hello, mate.
Yes, Dave.
Tin Man 007. We have the best manager we've had in 20 years, and now we just need to back him, and the trophies will come. I love Poch, but don't want him back to be Levy's puppet again.
Absolutely, 100%. I couldn't say him better than you, Tin Man 007. Seriously, we have got the best manager we have had for 20 years, and it's as simple as that. It doesn't get any simple as that, Matt. Isn't it? Just back him. All you have to do is listen to him. Go out and you have got the money. Don't fucking come with the bullshit. You haven't got the money. Yeah. You've got the money there. Yeah. Go and buy the players he wants, right? And that's what Tin Man said there. The trophies will come, 100%. Yeah. And Poch will come back as the Levy's puppet again, like he was first time round.
Yeah. Dave's come back. I was thinking today, I'm bored now of supporting this Spurs under Levy. It's the same old story.
Yeah, it's the same old story. But if we can all be like,
for me, we've spent money just shit. You look at that summer of 2018. We wasted £150 million. Look at what Liverpool did with the Coutinho money, 120 million, but they brought two proper positions that they needed to strengthen their side. Yeah. We just went and bought young players again.
Which is true.
I looked today. Apparently, we spent over 100 million on our wing backs, on Emerson, on Doherty, Reguilon, and who's the other one over the years? Trippier. Is it Trippier? Maybe Trippier? I don't know. But yeah, apparently it's over 100 million. Ridiculous. That's a serious amount of money. So anyone who says we don't spend money, it's ridiculous. We just don't spend it well.
That's exactly what it is, Matt. 100%.
That's the difference between, I look at Liverpool and a lot of their fans complain about their board, and we've had Jake on here before complaining about FSG. But what they've got is they buy players who suit Klopp's style of play, and they settle in straight away.
I'd rather be Liverpool shoes now. The players they can bring in, right? It's just, mate, their squad compared to ours was a million miles away.
They just add to it. Every cup, each season, don't they? I think they're going to sign that guy from Fulham, Carvalho. He's about 7 million, but he's another youngster who's sort of coming.
If we want to be thing, Matt, go out to Benfica and go get that Nunes. That's
tasty, mate. Yeah. I like Martinez myself, but
apparently Conte don't fancy him. I don't know if it's true about that.
What, Nunes or Martinez?
Martinez.
Oh. I think he'd have Lukaku if we could get him. Next year, all we can hope for is we can make top 4. That's where we are as Spurs fans.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there, Dave. Yeah, we got to. Yeah, we do actually say that every year. We've got to make top 4. It's a minimum to expect at Tottenham. It's top 4. It's because we've been doing it for the last so many years. Yeah. And finishing above Arsenal, and that's another one. We've got to finish above Arsenal. We got to come away from that. We got to show a bit more ruthless mentality about winning trophies. I mean,
Yeah.
And I think we have got the man here. Conte is the one. He's a serial winner, and I think given the tools, given the time, he will deliver. And I mean, and
You give him what he wants. Look what he did at Inter Milan. They were like
yeah,
us. They were in the mud, and then
yeah.
he brought
Oh,
them back up to life.
I think they were even worse than us when they met at one point. I mean, Inter Milan were like who? I mean, they were in the mud.
They brought them back up, didn't they?
And he had Ashley Young.
He didn't spend that much. His highest paid player that he bought was Lukaku, and it was 60 million. We've done that
But
on
Matt,
Ndombele.
he had Ashley Young and Victor Moses as
Exactly.
wing backs.
What were they on, Simon? They were on a free. So he loves a free contract, and so does Paratici.
Yeah.
So there's options to out there.
Okay, we can say the Italian league not the greatest, is it? What it was back years ago, Matt. But you've still got some good teams in there, Matt. The Juventus, the AC Milan, the Fiorentinas and Napoli's. You know what I mean? So there is some good teams, good players out there.
We've got Romero from the Italian league, and everyone loves him.
And that's another team, yeah. You know what I mean,
Dave's come back. He said the Spurs fan base are just losing interest in this story. It's the same old thing, and nothing will change next season. We are too far behind the elites, and nothing will change until Levy leaves. I don't think we're miles behind. We are. We're not like. I don't think we could be near Liverpool, or Man City, not yet. But we've beaten Man City twice this season.
Levy is part of the problem. Let's not be deluded about that. He's part of the problem, but he's not part of all of it. You know what I mean? He, as Matt said, he has given the money. We have spent money. Just spent it wrongly. It's bad recruitment over the last 10 years or maybe longer. So it's with all the people say we don't spend money, we do.
Yeah.
Go back
and make him bringing in Paratici. That's him taking a seat back, saying, "Look, you're going to deal with all the transfers now. I'm going to tell you how much you've got. It's up to you how you deal with all the dealings." I mean, how Paratici got Romero over the. How did we sign Romero when we were in the Conference League? It doesn't make any sense. So he can obviously work magic with his negotiation skills. And he brought Conte in. He didn't have to bring him in.
It's not like we have to make top four this season. I don't think it'll make. I think Conte still has the pulling power if we don't get top four. You know what I mean, he's that sort of type with Paratici. They've both got pulling powers. I mean, so as you said, Matt, we pulled Romero when we was in the Conference League. So this goes to show like we can pull these sort of players. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with Conte, wasn't it? And the Nuno.
Yeah. And you have to give credit to Levy for getting Conte in. I know maybe it was a bit too late and he should have done it before Nuno, but we don't know if Conte actually wanted to join us in that summer.
Conte didn't reject us. He wasn't ready.
Yeah.
People need to go and listen to the interview and what he said at the time when he was linked to. He wasn't ready to come back into management.
It was too raw. I think.
He had massive emotions still. He was fixed to Inter Milan still. He couldn't let go at the time. So it took him time to come around. I mean, so it wasn't all this bullshit the media says he rejected us. Load of shit. Simple.
Here's an interesting one for you. I mean, I like you, Dave, but I think for you to say who did he score against? Yeah, okay, it was small teams, but it's the small teams that we can't beat.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
He scored against. Who did he score against? He scored against Brighton. He scored against.
Okay, we can pull that out of the bag. Yeah, who has Kane scored against this season? Big.
Apart from Liverpool. Yeah, exactly. Bale scored against Leicester. What did they come last season? 5th or 6th?
Yeah. Brighton,
Southampton.
Villa.
Villa, yeah. And it wasn't one; it was like 2 or 3 goals, wasn't it? Like he
Yeah,
got doubles, and
absolutely. Absolutely.
I,
You got a 4 against Leicester. Was it something like that? Something stupid?
I think he got 2 against Leicester, didn't he? Or a goal. It was on the last
Yes.
day,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, we can play
It's
that
a bit
game,
harsh.
Dave.
I think it's a bit harsh, Dave,
I
but
mean,
I'd have him now, 100%.
yeah, absolutely. Son is the one who scores in big games.
Oh
Me
yeah,
personally.
I'll say Son's a big game player because he's got us out of
Yeah.
those big
Yeah.
situations. Goals against Man City, you know,
Yeah.
obviously goals against Liverpool, and Arsenal. He's caught up with Kane in a way in terms of scoring in bigger games.
United.
United, yeah.
I mean, I mean, so, so okay. I can see where you're trying to get this to, Dave. I mean, he's trying
I think
to
it's a
get
bit
us to
harsh.
say, "Oh, yeah."
I think it's a bit harsh.
But to me, Matt's completely right. These are the teams Matt Bowles scored against who we struggled
Can't
against
beat.
this season.
Yeah,
Who
who we
can't
can't
beat.
beat.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Um,
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Bowell is a big time player. Yeah. He'll win games on his own.
do
I
you
mean,
agree
like
with this?
Ronaldo does. No. I think that's a load of old
I don't
ball
think his
that.
attitude was dreadful. I think Mourinho's attitude towards him was
Yeah.
dreadful. We dropped
Yeah.
him
Absolutely.
after he'd come
His
on, and
attitude was yeah,
you know
100%, Matt. I think his attitude was dreadful because
he was
Mourinho, the
treated
way
like
he got
shit.
to him. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And he still put that behind him and still got 12 league goals. I don't care who they're against, Dave. He got 12 league goals.
yeah.
You tell me another player, yeah,
Has Lucas
who's got
Moura
12
ever
league
done
goals
that?
for us this season.
Has Moura
Take
ever done
Kane
that?
and some of that situation. Who else this season has got us 12
Yeah.
league
Who else in our
goals?
team is capable of getting over 10 goals?
Yeah,
I can't think of one.
absolutely. No, I can't. We can sit all night, Dave, but I haven't got all night. I've got to go work.
I think Bale
I'm
loved.
tired.
I think Bale loved Tottenham. I just think he had the wrong manager at the wrong time. He should have been played way
Yeah,
more than he was.
yeah,
Because there were times where he was
absolutely.
hitting form, and then Mourinho went, "Nah, you've been dropped now." Doesn't make any sense.
Gareth Bale will never come if he didn't want to be here. He'll never come. Trust me. Even I know it was getting tight, it was getting a bit toxic over in Spain, but he will never come if he didn't want to come here. Bale was that kind of player. Trust me.
Mm.
It was unfortunately it was COVID hit. He had no fans to
Yeah.
imagine the fans being there. That's the other thing. He would have got more goals. I'm telling you now, this guy
Yeah.
would have got more goals
Yeah.
if he had fans in the stadium. Trust me. I mean, singing his name at home, we would have beaten the likes of Brighton. I don't care what people say. Oh, it's hindsight. Yeah, it's good. Hindsight's brilliant. I mean, it's but with having someone like Bale
Bale can
to come
just
off the
do a
bench,
piece of magic even now. Like he could take a free kick and it will go in. He'll do like a piece of skill and whip it with his left foot. His finishing was
yeah,
just unreal. The way he could just finish it if you give it to him on his left.
absolutely.
Liam, when Kane doesn't play well or get himself involved in the game, who else steps up? The creativity is deferred to the wing backs and midfielders, but nobody had the quality to assert themselves.
Liam, this season, mate, it's Son's been our best player. Me personally, who's
He's got the
behind
most goals,
Salah?
hasn't he? He's got the most goals.
He's got the That's what, I'm not saying Kane. I may come across that Kane is not as good as what people promote. He is a good player. I mean, he is a good player. But to saying when Kane doesn't play, Son steps up all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, not all, not I wouldn't say all the time, but majority of the time, Son steps up. Yeah, I mean, but when Son's injured, who then steps up? Because Kane didn't step up when Son was injured all the time. Like what? He didn't have the same response like what Son did. I mean, so to me personally, but I totally agree. We haven't got the midfield who can step up and get you 10 goals a season. I mean, and the quality is very, very worrying from the bench, and the depth is not. It's not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when we try and have a debate over Gareth Bale, I mean,
I know.
from last season and things like that, it's to me, it's not even worth a debate, Matt. Is it? It's not worth it.
I think
At the end of the day.
I think as Spurs fans, we're lucky to have had players like that, and I think for us to, I suppose, not us in general, but certain fans to disrespect them. I think other teams would probably bite their hands off for Gareth Bale or say they played in their shirt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. If Kane was a big time Charlie, yeah, he wants to be up there with the Ronaldos. He wants to be remembered as the best in the world and things like that. He has to start winning games. He has to start doing it on his own. I mean, like what Ronaldo does. I will keep going back to Ronaldo. I will, because he's a perfect example. You know what I mean? He does it on every level he go to, international level, every team he's gone to. He pulls games out of nothing, and that's how good of a footballer is. And Kane just needs to step up and turn a bit, and just try and try to win games himself. I ain't saying he's never have. He has. He just doesn't do it enough in Matt. Do he? He's not consistent enough.
No.
I mean, so, but don't try and put words in my mouth that Kane's not a good footballer. He's one of the
me and
best.
Simon love Harry Kane, but sometimes you just want him. He comes out with all the talk. Sometimes you just want him to go right.
Yeah,
I'm going to have it tonight, and I'm going to take this.
absolutely.
I'm going to take this game on.
We
But
do hear the bullshit every game.
When he doesn't get his own way, he just looks like he's got the strop, doesn't he? Recently,
But Matt, you're correct. Yeah, we hear the same bullshit every game. Not only Kane, everyone Spurs about we're hurt and we're frustrated.
We need to move the ball quicker. We need to assert ourselves and we need to start quicker.
The next game, Matt, you don't see.
Yeah, just do it.
You don't see it, Matt, do you? You don't see what they're saying. They don't convert into a game. And
that's what Conte said. He said in training, he said we'd worked. We basically put 10 men behind the ball, and I told them how to, pass it quick, and they were doing it in training. And then he said in the game they just didn't apply it, so they don't listen or they just can't apply it.
Yeah. Who else, Matt?
We've got a lot. We need to get through these. Right there. Dave, I have a feeling Perisic is coming in early, but he's past it, lads. No good in the Serie A, and the Premier League is too fast for him.
But it's experience, though, Dave. That's what we need in the squad. Players can come off the bench.
People say the same with Kulu, and then he's come in and got a few assists and goals. So, Paul's in the building. He says, "Sorry to say, we can finish any manager. Conte tactics have gone right down the pan."
What's it say? Sorry to say, we can finish any manager. Conte can only do what he's got to play in. The players he's got, half of them are not good enough. The bench is nowhere near good enough. You know what I mean, so he's trying his best. Conte's trying his best. Okay, me and Matt, we have criticised him a bit, like substitution could be a bit quicker. He could try and refresh it up in a few areas, like stop playing the same players game in, game out.
He doesn't trust them.
Like Kulusevski,
he doesn't trust them.
Yeah, and this is the problem. And I was about to come to that, Matt, because he doesn't trust the other players in the depth. The squad is shit. It's shit. I mean, this is what I'm saying, Paul. I don't think Conte's tactics has gone down the pan and stuff. I don't think he's got the players to play his system, and that's down to it. I mean,
I just think with these 5 games left, if things aren't going our way, I think he's just going to have to risk bringing on Bergwijn for an extra 10. You know what I mean? I think just sometimes he's got to, isn't he?
That's the only criticism I can say to Conte. He needs to say, do you know what? I've got to trust him for 20 minutes.
Too stubborn, isn't he? A little bit.
Yeah.
Dave's coming. Chelsea and Man U lay down for Arsenal. That's what it looked like to a lot of onlookers. To be honest, I think
United
Chelsea,
didn't.
I think Chelsea laid
Chelsea
down.
100%.
I think United were very unlucky to lose that game.
Very young. They missed that penalty. They that goal slouched straight after.
Yeah.
Just if they scored that penalty and that goal, that was
I think they
marking.
would have
That
might have
goal.
won it. I think they might have won it.
Say no more. Say no more. You know what I mean? So I think United. I think that took the wind out of them.
I think
Then
Chelsea
Arsenal
laid
went
down.
on.
I think Chelsea thought,
Yeah.
we're not doing
Oh,
Spurs a favour.
Jesus Christ! They might have just gave Arsenal the points. That was
Yeah,
terrible. That.
literally, yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
Dave, we outplayed Ajax in the second leg. We had loads of shots on target, hitting the post a couple of times. But against Liverpool, we had chances, but not as good as against Ajax. But to be fair, in that second leg, I'm pretty sure Ajax had loads of chances. Ziyech absolutely destroyed us that night.
Well,
Lloris made some brilliant saves.
They hammered us in the first half. Hammered us. They were 2 up.
Yeah.
2 up, but we got hammered.
We came out better in the second half, but yeah.
We're just again, I'll say we had lady luck. It was luck. You can't just say that was.
You need a bit though, don't you? You do need a bit of luck.
Of course you do. Of course you do. I mean, in every single sport, you need luck. But we got our luck. You can't say Tottenham was world class in that second half because we wasn't. We were far from world class. We just what we done. We bring Llorente on. Was it Llorente? Was it? We pumped the ball up. Yeah, and we got and that's the football we played in that second half. We just keep lumping balls into the box and hoping the ball would fall for someone on the edge. And it did. It fell to Lucas Moura 3 times in good areas.
And scored.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, absolutely.
Dave's come in. No, guys, Liverpool spend 60 million on one wing back who's real quality, and that's the difference. Now, my issue with this is I don't know who the wing back is they've spent 60 million quid on.
Yeah.
Because Trent Alexander-Arnold came through the academy, and Andy Robertson they bought for cheap when Hull got relegated.
15 million, something like that. Same fucking ridiculous.
It might have been 12, yeah. So I'm not sure who you're on about, Dave, to be honest, in terms of a wing back, because Liverpool they've got that Shimikas as well, but I think he was on a cheap as well.
Yeah.
So
No, I've never seen that sort of money on wing back.
Yeah. I'm a little bit confused about that, but if you can get back, yeah. Dave's also put they've signed that youngster from Fulham. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's quite a good player.
Yeah, very good player. Very good. He'll be a talent in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Carvalho, yeah.
Sergios, he says we need 2 new fullbacks. I agree. Not fullbacks, wing backs. Wing backs. If Conte's there, wing backs, not fullbacks.
Sergios, thanks for coming in, pal. Totally agree. We need more than that. Yeah, that's a start. That's a start.
Dave's coming. Most of Conte's signing stats were useless with no end product, and only Romero has been a major success. Bentancur and Kulu are not doing well with the last 3 games. But ever since Bentancur and Kulu have come in, we were scoring goals, and they're going to go through a blip.
Before Bentancur and Kulu come in, we were nowhere near the top 4, Dave. Nowhere near. Yeah. They have had a massive say in part to play in where we are now.
I'm not having a go at Dave or anything, but I'm not sure what he's on about most of Conte's signing. He's only signed 2 because he didn't sign Romero. That was under Nuno. He didn't sign Emerson. He didn't sign Reguilon. So actually, the 2 that he has brought in have actually been pretty good.
Yeah,
I would say.
It's probably the best 2 signings we've done over the last since Bale.
Yeah, and probably the first 2 signings that have actually hit the ground running, come in and made a bit of a difference. How many times have we been on here, Simon, saying, "Oh, they need to adapt and they need to"?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, all right. Oh, right. That's fucking. I hate that fucking adapt and all that.
Yeah, I'm not having a go at you, Dave, but I just you can't really say
Dave. He's sound,
signings are useless because he's only signed 2, and I think they've improved our team. Dave, these are not elite players, guys. I'm telling you. Well, but I do think we know that. But yeah.
Do you class Harry Kane and are they elite? What do you mean? Where? How far do you go with elite players, Dave? How far? What do you mean elite? Because elite players is Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe. They're elite.
He says Kane is gone, mate. We might as well cash in on him.
I would
I don't
say,
know. To be honest, I don't know where he
I
goes
don't know what
because
you meant there.
it looks
What
like
Kane, what? Finished? I don't think he's finished as a footballer. I don't think
he's
he's
just
finished as
going
a
through a
Tottenham
bit of
player, me, Dave.
the whole team. It's not just him. They're just going through a bit of a blip.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dave, I don't think you're listening to me and you think I'm rattling on about Kane's not good enough. Like, of course, Kane's a good player. But what I'm trying to say is to be where he wants to be the best in the world before he retires. Sorry, he's got to hit levels like Ronaldo. He really has. I mean, Ronaldo's his record speaks for itself. You know what I mean? He's on another planet. That lad, trust me.
Simon's put in perspective is important when looking back at Bale's time. Limited games, big returns in his second stint. Best player we've had in his first. He dragged little old us out of the mud so many times.
100%. Here you go. Someone who actually put that Bale situation in perspective. Here we go. That sums it all up.
Although he's been answered
100%.
back. Dave's not having it. He says, for the amount of money Bale was on, the amount of goals he got was bang average, and Jose wasn't playing players who have the wrong attitude.
He didn't have no attitude, Dave. That is just Jose just being stubborn. Jose was very stubborn. It wasn't only Bale who was stubborn against it. I mean, he very stubborn, Jose, and we know what sort of type of manager he is. If he had a bean in his bonnet about someone, he'll let it know. I mean, and he'll let him rot. I mean, so I think he did with Bale. I think he handled him very wrong. But if Bale just showed it, 12 league goals. I'll keep saying it. Dave. 12 league goals speaks for itself.
Dave, but Bale said he was using Spurs to play for Wales at the Euros.
It's a load of old toff. Seriously. I don't believe in it. I really don't.
I mean, to be honest, even if it is, most players are nation over club, aren't they? If you're very, Bale was like, I think if you offered Kane the World Cup or winning the Premier League, I think he takes the World Cup. Because I think he's like a very passionate to his country, like Bale is to Wales.
Absolutely.
Kane has had better players around him, but can't turn a game around on his own. I think he's been hard done by at Madrid too. He's won big occasions on his own. He's a massive player on the world stage.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Simon's coming up with facts here. He's coming up with facts, his truths. Absolutely. Kane has had better players, yeah. I mean, and I totally agree everything he said there. I mean, where Bale has, Bale has been treated wrongly at other clubs, something like that. But the things he's won, just go and see what things he's won. Gareth Bale, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a sensational player. Another sensational athlete as well.
But Dave said, we can agree to disagree and I don't want him back. Give me Modric any day over Bale, the correct attitude and more assists for Kane if Kane is still here next year.
You have Bale and Modric. I mean, but what I'm saying, Bale will give Kane assists as well.
But I do think
and score goals.
If he's going to have a go at Bale for the way he sort of treated the club and his attitude, you have to say the way Modric went to Madrid and left Spurs.
You say about Christian Eriksen as well. Christian Eriksen. He down tools. He had very bad attitude. He went dripping gut. So I mean, but now, because I'm not being disrespectful, because he had a heart attack and all that. Whoa. Sentimental crack comes in. We'll have Christian Eriksen back. Fucking hell, Jesus. These fans need to wake up. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Plus, Modric actually probably wouldn't want to come back to Spurs. I'm pretty sure he's come out and said like it's. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Bale at least had, he came back. He kept to his word because I remember when he left in his first stint, he said maybe one day I will return, and he did, didn't he? So, Dave, all our best players have been up and down, like Horsnicker's. The form has been in and out.
Yeah, I
True.
was. That's what I'm saying. It's not all down to Kane and Son. The other players have been up and down in form. So, yeah, that's our season so far, though, Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Ed Watson's come in. He says, "Hello, guys. Hello, mate. How you
yes,
doing, well?" He's
welcome
also
back, mate. It's been a long
he's
time.
also said, "Do you think Antonio will resign for certain if we fail to qualify for the Champions League?"
No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think he's surprised at how well Tottenham have done since he's come in. So I don't think he had it in his head, his mind. Maybe that's the club said, right, let's try and get Champions League. I mean, but I don't think that entered his mind when he first come in to where we were. I
No.
mean,
Yeah, he must
and
have
to where we
been.
was.
He must have been watching afar when he was linked to the job, and they rung him and they gone, "Jesus, we're free falling at the moment." Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, absolutely.
Um, Dave's also put, "Guys, how many players do you think we will sign, knowing that we need good backups for every position, including Son, Kulu, and Kane?"
Players, maybe
The thing is, we won't be able to do everything in just in the
one
summer,
window.
but we
Yeah,
need to make a good.
I it'll be the positions that Conte wants. That's what I think. That's
I
where we're
think
going to go.
5 or 6. I
Yeah,
honestly do think 5 or
yeah,
6. I think that's
yeah,
possible.
yeah. Around that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think between 4 and 6. So, but I think he'll want 5 or 6. I think because I think you get a left centre back, right wing back, left wing back, maybe 2 midfielders if he wants 2 more, or maybe 1, maybe a backup striker and another goalkeeper. That would be 6, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Dave put, "Edward, I think Conte could resign. It's very possible if we don't reach the Champions League."
I can't see it, but there you go.
We will see. I'm thinking there may well be a get out clause for Antonio in case the season ends in relative failure. Antonio's clearly improved things, but the squad is not strong enough with backups.
Yeah, but we've got to be patient and back him in summer. So how do we know what good of a job Conte can do until he gets his backup players? You know what I mean? So until
Yeah,
he gets his own players he wants. And to really, as Matt said, he's only got 2 players, I mean, this season in January. So
yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't think about.
The fact
Is
is,
the
the
last
players
one?
will. Yeah, can do. Yeah, will go downhill as Kane and Ronaldo are not scoring as much as they used to score.
Oh come on, can't compare Ronaldo to Kane. Is there any more there, Matt?
Just looking now. I think I'm just going to choose one more, mate, 'cause there's literally like 50 comments still. And I've got to get out for work. I'm sure you have,
Yeah,
but
yeah. All right, yeah.
I'm just going to choose one that I think is a good way of ending. Here you go. I'll finish with this one. Simon said, "There's quite a few freebies to be had this summer. I wouldn't be opposed to some seasoned players coming through the door, but we need to keep what we have and buy some competent wing backs."
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Simon. I totally agree there, matey. But as what Matt said there, we've been going for 2 hours and
Yeah,
it started slow, but we had all you great guys in the building in the chat. Thank you very much, guys. Because we did cover a lot there. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. We did cover a lot about the game against Brentford, about Conte. We had a little chat about Bale and things like this, and how well Ronaldo's done and dragged teams out. I mean, we can go on all night. I mean, go on night with that. We could spend us, but at the end of the day, all I'll say is stop these Poch coming back to Tottenham. It won't work. It'll never work again, right? And we got one of the best managers in the world. Let's back him. Let's just literally just get behind his team for the last 5 games and back this manager, back the players. If you're going to any of these games, guys, all right, I appreciate all the support what this team gets in the stadium. Go and cheer loud, guys. Go and cheer this team right into the end. You know what I mean? And let's hope and pray we have the lady luck for the last 5 games. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna need it. We really are. But as said, thanks for everyone in the chat. It's been great having some old faces back in here and all the regulars, which is fantastic. And Tottenham, let's see. It's the hope what kills us with Tottenham. So ups and downs. There'll be plenty of more twists and ups and downs. So we will go to the next game, Matt, and let's see what happens. So, as I said, guys, good night. God bless. Yeah, I've been Simon from Premier Oxford TV. This has been my co-host Matt from Premier Oxford TV. Thanks for everyone who's joined the chat. Thanks for everyone, and we'll see you again, and we'll leave you with this outro once more time.